Hi guys, Jared here with Day Traders FX, and it is time for the market video update. I hope everyone's had a great weekend. We've seen some wild price action, but we had some very good movement from the UK notes last night, and our levels went very nicely. Markets were a little bit choppy this morning. There was some action, but not a ton, so we're going to have a little peek at that. Quick little look here. We've seen just markets have been all over the place. The Dow was down about 160 or 70 points today, ended up closing just a little over 100 points down. S&P was about 20 down, made a decent recovery there. Gold's making a bit of a recovery. It was all the way down to about 1630, and it's up a little bit. And oil is recovering as well. So markets are starting off a little bit soft this week, but it looks like they might be able to make a little bit of a comeback. As you can see, we have lots and lots of news. Tuesday, we've got all kinds of information hitting the news wires here. New home sales is going to be a big one to look at. Consumer confidence will be a big one. We have retail sales out of Canada. And then Wednesday, of course, we have the FOMC economic, the statement and the press conference and so on. And this is just going to be wild and crazy, so we'll see what we can do there. And then we've got lots of news coming out the rest of the week, so it should be a pretty active week. As you can see, the dollar index hasn't really gone much of anywhere. It's just kind of still hanging around that, just right below 80, above 80, below 80, not really going anywhere too exciting. So here's a little look at what we've seen. So our sell area on the euro dollar was right here last night, and this actually, as it so happens, is our buy area as well. But our sell area was just about 131.80, 70.80 area last night, and we saw that we had a very nice big run out of that, about 70 pips or so, as the market ran through that. And then it hit this big trend line right here and said that is enough, and turned around and started heading back up. So we have this little short-term trend line right here, and the market has pushed up just a little bit above that, but I'm not convinced yet. I think that this might just be more of a bounce as opposed to a big kind of significant breakout. These moving averages do a pretty good job of letting us know if there's enough momentum for a follow through. And so I want to see us get across to these moving averages, but I also want to see us get back above this little high area right here. This is our 131.70. So I'm looking for 131.70 to hopefully take us back into those Friday highs, which would give us a nice little 40 pip trade and then potentially break those Friday highs. But just getting back to them would be a nice run. That would give us 40 good pips to work with. Otherwise, I really like this little support right here. This turns out to be just below the Friday low. So here's our Friday low, which is about 131.30, and I'm looking to get a break of 131.20. So I just want to see a 1 hour candle open below this level, and we will trade this puppy on down. And I think there's a lot of good pips there. I think we can take this easily to 130.50. If we get that break, so 70 pips give or take, and then possibly further. So 130.50 would be our main target if we get a 1 hour open below 131.20. So let's keep an eye on that. As you can see, the euro has just been flat for months, and we're just trading it, and we're looking for that breakout. We're looking for that big movement, and I think we're going to be able to get it. So we're going to keep an eye on those two levels right there. Pound dollar doing kind of the same thing. Here is our Friday lows on the other hand, which is down here around 160.40, right around there. And I think if we get a break of this little support right here of just the daily low, which is about 160.80, nice trend line, nice break, nice everything. We get below this, get a 1 hour candle opening below this, I think we're going to be able to pick up some pretty good momentum into potentially this support right here, which is 159.80 and even just 160. Just kind of taking it down to that general 160 area. Otherwise, we're going to see a little bit of chop, and I think our next break point would be the Friday high, which is 161.50. We get a nice break of 161.50, and hopefully we'll be able to start getting some movement on this pair. You can see that that is going to put us 161.50 right there, puts us right at these highs as well. So if we get a break of that, it should be pretty significant, and that should really be able to start taking this pair back somewhere again. That's a very strong resistance right there. So a good break of that should be a nice movement. So watch 161.50, watch 160.80, 90, and then this might be revised just a little bit as we go, but that's a really strong support right there. So if we get a break of that, we should be good to go. Otherwise, a break of 161.50 should have at least 100 pips in it on the upside. Euro yen still kind of bouncing around. Here's our 106.30 area, and the market's just kind of been running above and below this for some time now. So it's just been messing around with this level for a couple of weeks, and it continues to come back and kind of revisit. And so here it is again. So if we get a break of 106.30, I think we'll have a nice selling opportunity, and I think our next easy stop is going to be about 105.50. So we've got about 75 pips to work with there. Otherwise, if this doesn't really end up giving us much of a run down, then I would potentially look for a buy area somewhere around 107.15-ish, kind of looking for a little clearance of that level. But I think we need to get just a little bit more upside. I just want to see a crossover happen here, and I think that should be good for a little buy opportunity. So 106.30, 107.15, 20, right in that general area ought to get us somewhere. Pound yen, and we talked about this morning, nice little break of the Friday low, and it's right back into that channel. In fact, it's above the Friday low, and it's crossing over. So this pound yen is starting to look very good for a potential buy entry as it bounces off the gap and heads back towards that Friday high, which at this point is about 80 pips away. So some nice little pips to be had on that one. Keep an eye on that 1 hour crossover, and we're going to look for a potential buy opportunity there. Aussie dollar is kind of hopping around here. As you can see, it just opened on the 1 hour candle and kind of gapped down just a little bit here. But the Aussie dollar, this one's a little bit confusing. I'm not sure what I want to do with this yet. We had a nice little channel here, 103.85, still a very nice resistance. We had a very nice break of our level, our 103.10, 10300 area. That broke and gave us a very nice run down there. But it's back above that again. It's back above that Friday low and the lows of last week. And so this tells me that we may not be seeing a very big run down. This could be headed back up. So I don't really have any kind of clear direction that I want to do anything with on this Aussie just yet. So we're just going to kind of wait that one out. And then coming back to gold, we got out of our channel, 1636, 1660. We took a little bit of a dip out there, and then it's right back up in that channel again. You can see this trend line right here is just a little bit of a bigger trend line, and if we start to get a break of that, that could lead us into that 1660 once again. Get us kind of above this, 1642-ish area, hopefully up into 1650, and then from there on up into, who knows what. But hopefully we just get some kind of movement in out of the chop. But remember, we have the FOMC news coming out on Wednesday, and I think markets will be somewhat timid between now and then. So best of luck. We'll have updated news and notes posted in the chat, and anything else that's coming up for the Asian session. So good luck, guys, and I'll see you in the chat.